All right, good afternoon, Brian with Grand Roofing. Getting ready to show you guys how to do from start to finish, uncut, unedited, first person view with GoPro of a roof repair. These shingles here that are damaged. A couple things we're gonna need: shingles for repair, close to the same color as you can. Sometimes even if you get the same color, over time these will be dark, aged, and faded. It's not really faded, it's just moss, mildew, growth, blue-green algae on it. Flat bar to take the shingle nails, split the shingles apart, seal strips, pull the nails, sealer to seal it when you're done, and the shingles. So we're gonna go ahead and get this going for something like this. If you're comfortable up on your roof, don't do this just because I'm doing it. Only do it if you're totally safe and careful and cautious. And if you fall off and get hurt, it's not on me, it's on you. This is just a how-to of the shingle repair. I'm guessing this take probably 10-15 minutes, not much, and that's with me doing commentary here. So let's get this on the head and get into it. All right, hopefully it will be in my field of view here. We're gonna start by prepping, getting out the damaged shingles. This shingle here is damaged. We're gonna split this seal strip, get those nails out in the common bond where they should be. We're gonna have to split this seal strip as well and get those nails because those are in the headlap. So we're gonna start there. It's best if you just get started and then just work it out. You'll hear it splitting and popping. It's best to go to the end of the shingle. It just makes it relax and flop up easier. Just seal it down when you're done. And we're gonna start getting the nails out of it here. I'll do my best to keep the camera in view here, looking up under here. But you should have where two shingles come together, a nail in that general area and one here. Get those out. Doesn't matter if you work left or right. You're gonna have to get to this piece here out where this, so nails from here over need to come out. There's no nail, the nearest one's up over here. So let's work left now. This is an older 4-nail pattern, so there should only be about 4 nails per shingle. Usually you'll find about 6 now. And I get a lot of comments here and there about people talking about, oh, I would have got that turned in by insurance. This is not what this video is about. This is for those that need to repair their shingles, and either can't afford it, want to do their own, or for the new roofer guys out there wanting to learn, maybe pick up a little tip or technique. If you're pulling and tugging and the shingle doesn't come relatively easy, there's probably still something in it. Just set those aside, hook it in the gutter right there. I'm not gonna go chucking it off, just careful unknown here. Make sure you get all the nails while you're doing it, or before you put it back in, double check. Because if a nail is sticking up, like for example, this one's up a little bit here. So you can see it here. See how it's up a little bit? If you were to put the new shingle in with that raised up, over time the sun, over the course of a year or two, will heat this up and it will actually pop through that shingle. They think it's a nail pop when really it's not a nail pop. It's that it was never removed or pounded down, and the hot sun baking the shingle above it softens it and it pushes right through the shingle. Under the one, once you get one started under the gutter, this should stay. There's a little piece here missing. We're gonna go ahead and just take this out over two, replace this full shingle right here, because there's no sense in piecing in half by the time you flat bar out for the stagger to leave that little piece. Oh, that one fell. We're gonna walk over and go get that here when we're done. So everything is nailed off. If you need to spot something being too close or address any issues or add any nails, then do that. What you're seeing here, this little anomaly, what that is actually the seal strip stuck down, and when it split apart, it had some mat transfer, or pulled the granules off of it. So yes, there are some cases where, depending upon your insurance policy, whether it's the actual cash value, replacement cost, the age of the roof, other factors. But if you do have sufficient damage, whether it be wind damage or hail damage, you could get it replaced by insurance. But again, like I said, that's outside the scope of this video. There's probably a nail a little too close right there. I don't know. Either way, we're not going to leave that far with no nails. We're just going to add one here. Pretty easy to add some nails if needed. And because that is close, I'm going to put a little sealer on that. I believe there was not a trade show, somebody did a product demo or talking about roof install, and they claim that the code for a nail off of a keyway was 1.5 inches or something. In my opinion, that's way too little. You would never put a staggered 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches away. So try to be in the habit of keeping them where they need to be and away from keyways. But because that was so close to that, I wanted to seal it. We're going to seal that out there as well. This is the AJC mag hatchet, which is my absolute go-to hammer hatchet for roof repair, roof install, like minor amount of stuff like this. Somebody did comment recently on another video about using the gun that runs on battery and gas or something. I think they said it was a DeWalt. I definitely want to check that out. The phone is buzzing crazy right now. The hatchet works great for small repair work to mid-size repair. If it's a larger section, then use an air hose and an air gun. But for those in between, not wanting to use the air hose and compressor with an air gun, that would be ideal to have a kind of gun, kind of like the pass load guns that use a fuel cell but a battery to ignite the fuel. You find those with like decking guns. If they make it for a coil nailer, that'd be pretty sweet. Just double check and make sure I didn't miss anything here. We'll go back out for that here in a minute. I mean, this roof repair work, really pretty simple, not hard, especially with financial times right now. People are struggling with the inflation and pay not keeping up, so being able to be self-sufficient and know how to do this stuff is definitely worth it. So if you have the time and the opportunity to learn with the internet, use common sense with it. Just because you see it on YouTube or the internet doesn't necessarily mean it's true. But you should be able to look at everything I'm doing so far and be like, yeah, that makes sense, or no, that doesn't. Fix that edge here in a minute. We're gonna nail this off. I'm not gonna nail that because we still need to get under this, but from here, this keyway here, over, we're gonna nail that off 100%. Jump down to the right, put that tab in, nail those off. You do need to be careful not to flex these too much. You can see there's tabs missing. You see a little crease here, tab missing here. There's people have done some repair work over the years here, so I don't know what the deal is with the insurance, but I'm not a door knocker, not the kind of guy that tries to push everything to insurance. If there was a legitimate storm, did do some serious damage, and a homeowner wants to go that route, then by all means, definitely, that's what you pay for. But I'm building a brand. I'm not trying to build a reputation that I got to rely on storms to sell work. Again, not hating it, not knocking it, it's just not what I'm doing. There's actually a big thermal crack right there, right above the keyway. Wind doesn't just cause a shingle like this to tear right above keyway. If you look, you might find more of these throughout. But we're going to seal all that off. We're going to seal everything in one go. So I'll show you how to finish this up here. Just line it up on your outer edge. Use a sharp straight blade. or hook. I like using sharp straight blade from the backside. Mark your shingle where it needs cut, score it straight as you can, snap it. Now the duration sure nail, you might need to cut right through that carefully. Don't cut your work underneath. That's because that nail right there. Be cautious because sometimes they'll hang a shingle over plus the drip edge coming out, and if you're trying to shoot too close to the edge you might blow through that piece of shingle overhang and edge metal. So you don't want right at the very edge, you just be cautious where that is. You want it close to the end but not so close that it's going to be visibly outside of the edge metal. And then don't forget to nail this off up here. This one looks like it's popped. Yep, it's broke free a little bit. Right in a stud or a rafter. That one was actually removed by me to get the shingle under. And right from here over needs a nail. So we're going to double nail it. Right there's one. One more nail here. That should be it. It's all sealed, never got into those. Those are what I re-nailed there. Pick up here in a minute. So any new shingle you put down, if it's a bottom seal, will stick. If it's a top seal, it will not stick down. This will stick because it is bottom seal, same as that. This being compromised and old will not, so we put a couple dabs near the edges. I'm not doing a full line, just doing dabs. Any top laminate sawtooth that broke free, put a little line under that so it'll seal. That one's good. Right here, this is a slightly older tube, so it's not coming out super easy. It's been open for a week or two, I just haven't used it. We're gonna step on that, press all that down. So it looks like I'm actually dragging it, and the point is you don't want to drag to trap water, especially where keyway is. What I'm actually doing here is trying to get it near the edges. You can see where, yes, that is nailed down right there, and near the ends here. It doesn't take a lot. I'm not doing a full line. Squirting a little, letting off, pull it over. Just repeat that process. And the thinking is, the logic behind that, if you put a line across this, water does soak into every one of these and can run laterally. If you hit a solid sealed line, it's not going to run out, it's going to run laterally down that. So that's what that is. Now if you look at the bottom of the seal strip, you should see similarly the same thing. Blob, nothing, blob, nothing. And that is, again, if water comes in a keyway right here working its way laterally, imagine that like this, where two shingles come together, water comes in here, it's going to run out in these. Or if wind blows up under, it's going to have areas to run out, but it's got plenty enough to seal down. Let's not get lost where we're at. Okay, that's done. And then a couple of these that are broken. This is an older roof, so you're going to have some of that doing repair. We're going to address that crack here in a second. I just like to step on those, push them down, so the blob you put in is not going to hold the shingle up and then it's set in that position. And for this, you're going to have to get to the point where you just draw a line in the sand. repair is a repair. We're not replacing the roof, because if you continue to tear a shingle and you go to replace that torn one, you might tear the one above it. Next thing you know, you'll be doing this whole section. There are some areas I found somebody had face nailed it, somebody has caulked stuff. So what we're gonna do is split this steel a little bit, provided there's no nail right there. You could just caulk it. What I'm gonna do is just add a tab to cover that, nothing more than like a piece of flashing would be. This will be perfectly fine. Is it a full legitimate repair like I would charge? No, which by the way, this is for somebody I've done work for, not on this house but elsewhere. I'm not charging a penny for this repair. I wanted to do it in good faith for these people and bring some content on how to do a simple repair like this. But this is going to go, it's the headlap of the shingle, so it's spaced appropriate for this. It's going to go under this shingle here, under this crack. So imagine this shoved up under, just under this common bond right here, where any water gets on is going to divert over. Plus we're going to seal the crack right there, the common bond, or not the common bond, the seal, the drip groove of the shingle under it. Hold that up and get this wedged under. Got it on my knuckle. Put a dab or two on each side of this to hold that down and press it in. Now, because we've put the shim under there to not allow it to get into the keyway of this one, this is nothing more than a keyway. It's technically offset with that piece we put in under it. Again, this is not a repair. I would not do something like that and charge for it. I would replace the shingle. This is a freebie, absolutely 100% free, no charge. So I can shoot this content for you guys. 17 minutes. What did I say, 15 minutes? I think I said 10-15 minutes. We busted it by a couple minutes, 2 minutes, because I was showing you and going into a little more detail. It's really not hard to do. You guys can do this. It just takes a little common sense, a little belief in yourself that you can do this, and some basic common roofing tools. A hammer, hatchet, caulking gun, sealer, not much. If you guys did get any benefit, if you could give it a quick thumbs up, comment down below, let me know where you're watching from, and as always, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one.